Hey there, Jamie with Brazelton Realty here. And if you live or are thinking about living in Virginia Hills in Greeley, Colorado, continue watching. I'm going to go through the 2020 market summarization to give you an idea of what we've seen within this particular neighborhood this year. So just keep watching. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in, and we're going to look at what the housing market did in Virginia Hills here in Greeley. So here we can see a upward trajectory in the last couple years. We've seen housing prices continuing to climb in Virginia Hills. Right now, the average sales price is $349,000, a little over, so about $350 is what we're seeing in Virginia Hills, which is really pretty good. If we look at the days on market, we see that it's averaged about 53 days. We see a little bit of a spike here in May. That's totally to be expected. But overall, Virginia Hills tends to have a pretty low days on market compared to other neighborhoods in Greeley. If we look at how many properties have been actually listed in Virginia Hills, we see that this year there's been 19 different properties that were listed in Virginia Hills, which Virginia Hills is a pretty big neighborhood, so that's probably about average from what we've seen. So let's look at the sales price of Greeley in general, and this will kind of give you an idea of how to compare Virginia Hills to Greeley as a whole. So Greeley right now has an average sales price of $353. So Virginia Hills is right in the middle there, right in the sweet spot. It's a very nice neighborhood, very large neighborhood, lots of cul-de-sacs, so there's a lot of desirability there for people to be moving in to Virginia Hills. And within Greeley, we also look at the new listings and see that there's been about 1,600 new listings added in Greeley. So of those 1,600, Virginia Hills only has about 19 of those listings. So there's not a lot of properties that went on the market in Virginia Hills this year, but it continues to be a very desirable place to live. Now, I hope this was helpful. I hope this is information that you can use to make a decision whether it is to sell your property in Virginia Hills or maybe to buy a property in Virginia Hills. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee and get to know you a little bit better. I hope you all have a wonderful day.